Happy beautiful day, Pete Cohen here. It's episode 169 of the My 365 podcast series. Happy New Year! It's 2019. I actually can't believe it. And welcome to this podcast. This is a series of 4 podcasts on how to make 2019 your best year yet. Get ready for a game-changing podcast. Happy beautiful day to my friends out there, and if you're listening to one of the 169 My 365 podcasts for the first time, welcome aboard. Let's make 2019 our best year yet. I really think I missed the vocation in my life which I should have gone after, which was one of those people that works in films, who's got that film voice. Okay, here is a man, a story of a man. Seriously now, 2019, what sort of a year are you looking to have? I'm looking to have an absolutely fantastic year, better than last year, better than the year before, because I'm building on better. And I know that there are people all over the world right now that have got resolutions. And in fact, I gave a talk the other day and I asked who here has got a New Year's resolution. And I think 2 people put up their hands out of a room of about 150. And I think maybe because most people are just fed up of setting themselves up to fail. And in this series of 4 podcasts, in fact, incredible podcasts, in this series of 4 podcasts, I'd like to really help you to give you a different perspective of what you can do to make this year absolutely incredible. We all know that deep down inside of us, there is a part of us that wants to be better. That's why we battle against ourselves. We want to improve our finances. We want better relationships. We want to be healthy. And we get so disappointed because we know we're not living up to what society maybe says we should do, or even deeper inside, what we feel we should be doing, that we should be contributing, that we should be looking after ourselves. And it is challenging. There's no question about it. And you're probably challenged right now in terms of actually just listening to this podcast all the way through, because you might get distracted and you might think, well, maybe I should be listening to someone else. Maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I should be doing that. Rather than just focusing on one thing to the exclusion of everything else, to exclude everything else and focus on one thing. So if I was going to say to you, 2019, what's the big thing? What's the one thing that you really like to go after more than anything else? Because if you made a list, which you could do, and write down what are the things I'd like to do in 2019, what are the things I'd like to achieve, you probably find that you could put that into 3 categories. I think the 3 categories are your health and your well-being, your family, relationships, and lastly your work and your service. And to think, okay, in those big 3 areas, because they're the most important areas of our life, what would I like to achieve in 2019? And really look at that list and think, what really stands out? What would be the one thing that you would really, really, really like to happen? So I can tell you, one of those things for me is we've got a brand new book coming out in April, Inspirators, The Leader's Journey. This is a book that we've spent a few years working on. In fact, it's been probably 20 years in the making, but 2 years of actually working on this book. It's a book where we've interviewed many of the leaders who I've worked with, CEOs, MDs who I've coached, and to really find out what makes an exceptional leader. Because personally, I believe we're all leaders. In fact, if I was going to ask you, hey, are you a leader? Maybe some of you would say yes, some of you would say no, but you are a leader because you're leading yourself every single day. You led yourself out of bed this morning. You lead yourself with all of the decisions that you make. And again, that is why a lot of people struggle, because they know a lot of the decisions that they make isn't in keeping with the person they really want to be. And that's why coaching is such a powerful tool to help people. And I encourage you, as you listen to this, to see me as your coach, as someone who's like standing next to you saying, hey, listen, come on, what's important? What do you want to go after? Now, if you decide to go after something and make something happen, it's probably going to be quite challenging. It's a lot easier if you've got people supporting you. But there's a very ancient Indian Sanskrit word. I think it's pronounced Arumba Gugashunga, something like that. But basically what it means is the hero in the beginning. So this is one of the most ancient dialogues, ancient written words. And they recognized this a long, long time ago, that people would start things with great intentions, but the positivity that backed up the intention would literally just disappear at the back door. And that's why I think so many people deep down inside, they know even before they start that they're going to fail. Isn't that not interesting to you that people knew about this thousands of years ago? And if you think how many times in your life you've started something with all good intentions, you've bought a course, you've bought a book, you've decided to turn over a new leaf. I remember as a child just being so naughty sometimes and upsetting my parents. I'd go outside, take a leaf, bring it back in and turn it over and say, look, I'm turning over a new leaf. That might last a day or an hour, because what we do, most of us as human beings, is we go back to what is familiar to us. We go back to our default settings. So when it comes to changing, we have a challenge. We have a challenge to see things through. But what I wanted to explain to you in this podcast is that if you could just get started every single day and see every day as a day, I just need to get started, and decide what are the things that need to get done. One of the most successful kind of personal development books over recent years is The Miracle Morning. Hal Elrod, who talks about you get up every day and you decide what it is that you need to do, your rituals. Now this is something that we've been doing as a part of our coaching community for years. We call it the My 365 Morning. What is it that has to be a non-negotiable? Maybe there's 3 or 4 things or 5 things that you know that if you do them every single day, chances are you're going to have a fantastic day, because it's about creating your day, not reacting, which is what so many of us do. And maybe some days you can't do all of those things, but even if you just did one thing every single day, that if you did over an extended period of time, your life would change. And this is where the magic comes in. It's called the magic of compounding and aggregation. Listen, if you worked on yourself for 365 days, applying the laws of compounding, it's estimated that you would be 37 times better. Wouldn't that be amazing to be 37 times better at communicating, 37 times better at meditating, 37 times fitter? But if you did it for 2 years, you wouldn't be 74% better. You'd be 1,400 times better. And if you did it for 3 years, you'd be 53,405. What about 5 years? 76,240,507. And after 10 years, well, that number moves into the trillions. 998-822-690-009-590. What does that mean? An overnight success takes 10 years, so they say, whoever they are. But if you look at anyone who's achieved anything of any great magnitude, it's what they did every single day. It's what they did when no one was looking. And this is why coaching can help, or just being around people who support you in your growth. People ask me, why do you do what you do? Why do you get up at 4 o'clock most mornings and go to work on creating content and helping and inspiring people? Why do you coach so many people? That's what I'm here to do. Not only am I here to grow, but I believe my mission here on earth is to help other people grow. Give people the opportunity to shine. We all want to shine. We all want to make a difference. We all want to help others. And we know that the best way to do that is to help ourselves. So think about it, compounding and aggregating. There's a difficult word to say if you've had a few drinks. Not that I've had a few drinks, I'm just sitting here drinking coffee out of the My 365 podcast mug. You see, these podcasts have been going for 169 episodes, and people often ask me, how come you be so prolific? Because I know that the hardest thing to do to get started, the hardest thing to do was to do the first 3 or 4. And then it became much easier. It just becomes what we do. Now, I'm so thankful that I've got the amazing support of my team who support me in this. Casey, who's produced every single one of these podcasts, and my team, Nicola and Kate and Ben and Hannah, we all work together to achieve what we want to achieve, which is to build a business that we're proud of and to help people, just like you who are listening to this, do great things. So in this first episode of 4 on how to make 2019 your best year yet, take a moment to think about what is it that if you did something every day for the next 365 days, what difference would that make? Oh, footnote, if you want to be fit, you don't necessarily have to exercise every single day. You might choose to do some form of activity. But I want to give you something here which I believe will also really help you. And we can talk about this more on the next podcast. And that's setting yourself up to win. How do you set yourself up to win? Have a floor and have a ceiling. I don't mean literally just go and get a floor and have a ceiling, because probably you're on a floor right now, unless you're in a swimming pool or I don't know where you might be. But what I'm trying to say here is if you decide, okay, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to really give it a good shot, 365 days, I'm going to create a winning streak. See, if you create a streak, it's very hard to stop it because your brain just thinks that's what you're supposed to do. If you say, oh, I'll do it, every other day, it's tough. It's much tougher to groove new information, encode new information into your neurology. It's doing something every single day. But a floor might be, look, I'm just going to meditate for 2 minutes, and a ceiling might be 20 minutes. So even if you do it for 2 minutes, it's a win. How many of you are excited or pumped up about making 2019 your best year yet? And look, we're really excited because we've just launched something that I'd love to share with you where you can really see if coaching is going to help you. And you can get on a call with myself or one of my team, and we can really help you to work out whether we're a fit for you, whether you're a fit for us, whether we can help you and support you in creating the life you want. A great life, it doesn't happen by chance. It happens by design. And a great way to design it is to work with designers. And that's what we are. We are designers of great lives. We've been doing it for a long time, and we get incredible results with everyday people just like you and me. So go and check out for yourself. Go to mi365elite.me. That's mi365elite.me. And there's a video on there where I really just talk about what coaching really is and what you could expect to achieve, and also reveal 3 very powerful secrets to help you carve out the life that you want. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen to this podcast and join me for the next one in series 2 of this series of 4 podcasts in how to make 2019 your best year yet. Take care. Happy, beautiful day.